Hi everyone, my name is Monique.
And I'm Naveen from Before You Play.
And today we are going to be discussing our thoughts on the first expansion for Tapestry called Plans and Ploys.
Yeah, this one is designed by Jamie Stonemaier, published by Stonemaier Games. Like Monique said, it is the expansion for Tapestry, so we're going to talk about what's in the box and what we think about it.
Now we're not going to do a playthrough for the game because it is very similar to the base game.
Yes.
And we've already done a playthrough for it once before, sometime last year. So if you're interested in learning more about the base game and seeing how it plays, we will include a link up there for the playthrough. And then you can come back here and we can talk about the expansion together. And so we're just going to dive right in. First and foremost, this expansion comes with some rules adjustments, right?
Yeah, so the tiebreaker at the end of the game, if it happens to come down to a tie, is whoever has the tallest building is the winner.
That's new.
That's new. The other thing is some of the faction boards from the civilization boards from the original game have been tweaked a little bit, and there's information on that in there.
Yeah, so it sounds like Stonemaier Games took some feedback from
all the different
plays, and they made some modifications to 8 of the civilization mats. And so those rules, you really don't need the expansion in order to just, employ those rules. They're probably readily available somewhere online, but yes, the rulebook does state those things. Otherwise, the expansion also comes with physical components that do improve upon the base game. And so those are going to come in the form of landmark tokens, which will help remind you as to which landmarks are still available. You put the tokens on the board so you can see, at a moment's glance, which ones are still available. It also comes with a new exploration bag. I don't know if it's called an exploration bag.
It's one of those exploration tiles, and so you don't have to make huge piles and worry about knocking them over. They stuff them in a bag, pull them out as you need them.
The quality is okay, but it's a bag. Now you have a bag to hold all of your exploration tiles. Or I believe they're called territory tiles.
Territory tiles,
there you
yes,
go.
That's it.
And the last thing is it does come with a new replacement for that space tile that has a typo on it. You know the one.
Yeah.
And so those are just the improvement components. Now for the new stuff. So the expansion now comes with 10 new civilization mats. And so these are kind of cool because they can kind of keep the game fresh. They kind of, mix up the gameplay.
More variability.
Yeah. It's very similar to, the original mats that came with the game in the sense that in a few months I can kind of foresee Stonemaier doing the same thing where they'll probably post adjustments to them because some of them do seem a little strong and some of them do seem not as lucrative as others. Like, and we're not going to go over each one of them because there's 10 of them, but just to kind of reference a couple, what was your favorite one?
I think the River Folk was one. It's where you can, normally in base Tapestry, as you guys know, is you cannot build over those dotted spaces on your city map.
Right.
And this one, you actually can build over those and you get benefits for boxing in certain things.
Yes, that one was particularly strong when we played with it.
Very strong, yeah.
And what Naveen is referring to are those dots, right? Those impassable plots.
Yep.
And so for this faction, you start the game with 4 points per district that has at least 2 impassable plots. And every time you cover up the last impassable plot in a district, you gain a benefit.
Right.
So if you are comboing that, with the different miniatures, that can be particularly strong.
It was very strong.
It was crushing in the game that we played. I actually played as the aliens once, and that was an interesting faction because you start the game with 4 space tiles face up in your supply, and every time you take income, you get to use and take the benefits of that space tile. And space tiles are particularly stronger.
They're very strong because normally you'd have to get to the end of the game or close to the end of the game to actually get one. You start the game off with 4
with 4 of them, yeah. So, but that's all they do. And there's a little bit more to it. You have to kind of pay resources in order to use it. But that's how the aliens function.
Those are just a few of the many that come into the game.
Yeah, those are just 2 of them. The game comes with 10. So if you want more variability in the way that you kind of experience the game, then these civilization mats are probably one of the cooler parts of the expansion.
Yeah.
Now the expansion also comes with these new landmark cards, which I think are the other kind of cool part.
Yeah, they are a cool
about
thing.
It. Yeah. So these are new. And what they do is at the start of the game, everybody's going to be dealt one, or everybody's going to choose one actually.
Yeah.
And it's cool because the person going last is a person who gets to choose first. So it's kind of a way to give that person a little bit of a consolation bonus, right? So they get to choose first, and these cards have a specific objective. And once you're able to meet that objective, then you get the landmark miniature that corresponds to that card to be able to place into your capital city right away.
They're pretty big. They're pretty sizable. They take up a lot of space.
And it's nice because you're not racing for these miniatures like you are the other ones. You know, they are yours. Whether or not you're able to complete that objective is up to you, but it's assigned to you from the beginning of the game. So you at least have something to work towards once the game starts.
Yeah, gives you direction.
Of course, the game also comes with new Tapestry cards. I believe there are 15 of them.
Yes, there are 15, yep.
10 of them are going to be just new, fresh Tapestry cards. You know, they get shuffled into the Tapestry deck and you just play them as Tapestry cards. 5 of them are interesting because I believe 2 of them are specifically made to counter traps.
Yeah, they counteract them, yep.
Yeah. And then 3 of them work, you know, just like traps do, where when somebody's conquering one of your territories, you can play it, but they provide a benefit. So there's one that allows you to retreat.
Yes, you get points and you can draw a Tapestry card.
And you don't actually get toppled.
Right.
There's like a surprise attack one, but basically they give you benefits for combating a conquer action.
Right. The last thing this expansion offers is 4 new space tiles.
So one of the space tiles corresponds to a new landmark miniature, the monolith.
Yes.
And the other 3 give you an ongoing benefit. So once you reach the furthest spaces of the exploration track, you unlock these space tiles. But I guess previously it wasn't as lucrative to continue going up on some of these tracks. So those 3 other space tiles give you 5 points for going up each time you go up on that specific track.
Right.
So it does become really, really lucrative if you have those space tiles.
Right.
And those are all the new features of the new expansion. So what are your thoughts?
So if you're looking to have a difference in gameplay in terms of mechanisms, this is not something like that. It's not an expansion that adds anything in terms of mechanisms. But if you are a fan of Tapestry, the components in here and everything else that's in here, maybe you're liking.
Yeah, if you enjoy Tapestry and you're already considering this expansion because you enjoy the base game, this is kind of like a no-brainer. I feel like it's more like I wouldn't say it's a fix-it, but it does improve upon the base game. It's like they took constructive criticism about the base game and tried to improve upon it with these things. It doesn't add any new mechanisms, so if you don't like the base game, it's probably not going to make you like it.
Yes. It's not something that's going to change your mind. That's for sure,
it's not something that's going to change your mind. It doesn't include any new tech cards. It's pretty much subtle differences in
more
the
variety.
gameplay. More variety, yeah. The new civilization mats are probably what you're going to be most interested in. The bag and like the components that kind of assist you with the game are just kind of like a nice feature, but obviously not mandatory. And like I said, some of the rules changes, you don't need the expansion to play. But that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions regarding this expansion or the base game, feel free to leave a comment down below or contact us. But thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.